shepherd boy, forgotten by his own father, overlooked by a prophet, yet chosen by God. This is the story of David, the boy who ran toward a giant when an entire army ran away. But this is not just a story of one battle. It is the story of a king consumed by jealousy, a prince who surrendered a throne for friendship, spears thrown in the dark, secret escapes through windows, and a farewell between two friends who would never meet again in peace. You will watch David spare the life of the man who hunted him, and later weep over that same man's grave. You will see how a boy anointed in secret waited more than a decade before wearing the crown. Stay until the end, because this story will teach you how to face your giants, how to wait for God's timing when everything seems lost, and why true power is not proven by what you take, but by what you refuse to take. Now, let us begin. Israel had a king, but he would not last. Saul had been chosen by God, yet he disobeyed again and again. And so the Lord sent the prophet Samuel to Bethlehem, to the house of Jesse. Among his sons, Israel's next king was waiting. One by one, Jesse brought his sons before the prophet. Tall, strong, impressive. Surely this is the one. But God stopped him. Man looks at outward appearance, but I look at the heart. 7 sons passed before Samuel. 7 times God said no. Are these all your sons? There is still the youngest, Jesse said. He is out tending the sheep, the forgotten one. So overlooked his own father did not call him inside. When David was brought in, young, sunburnt, unimpressive, God spoke. This is the one. Samuel poured oil over the boy's head. The Spirit of the Lord rushed upon David.
No announcement, no crown, no applause.
David returned to the fields, carrying a promise only God could see. Years passed. David grew strong in secret places, fighting lions, chasing away bears, learning to trust God when no one was watching. Then war came. Across the valley stood Goliath, a giant wrapped in bronze, a voice that shook armies. For 40 days he mocked Israel. For 40 days no one answered, not even the king. And far away, a shepherd boy had no idea that God was about to call him to the battlefield. When David arrived at the camp, the giant stepped forward again. The soldiers ran, but David stood still. He heard the insults. He saw the fear, and something burned within him. Who is this Philistine? He asked, that he should defy the armies of the living God? His brother mocked him. The soldiers dismissed him, but heaven was listening. Soon word reached the king. I will fight him. Saul looked at the boy and saw weakness, but God saw preparation. The king's armor was too heavy, too untested. David took it off. Instead, he chose what God had trained him with: a staff, a sling, 5 smooth stones, not because he feared missing, but because he was ready for anything. The giant laughed. David did not. You come to me with sword and spear, David said, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. David ran. 1 stone, 1 moment, 1 miracle. The giant fell, and heaven was silent because God had done exactly what he promised. Jonathan watched and understood. He